Let's see. I think there it is. I hope it's working finally. Sorry about that, guys. YouTube did some weird stream server proxy mess. They're always trying to complicate stuff, make it even more difficult. But we are here. We are hanging out with you. Give me just 1 second. Let me
telling Peter real quick. He's going to maybe see about the other site, telling people there was technical difficulties.
Yeah, see if he can post. We'll see if we can post it over there for you. I think everybody's jumping over though. It looks like everybody's coming on up in here. We've already got well over 100 people up in here. So welcome, guys. Again, sorry about that. The chat was going nuts. The YouTube server proxy thing, like, I don't know if it crashed or what, but it hit like 8 o'clock and it was like, we are receiving no data on your stream. I was like, great. Great.
And I'm over here spazzing.
Yeah. But nonetheless, we are here for you guys. So drop those comments in there. Let's see. We're going to do some hellos in just a moment. I'm here with beautiful Mama Hokum. Let me slide it over there for you. There we go. Look, we can zoom in the old-fashioned way. There she is. And I'm over here for you guys. We do have a lot to talk about tonight. If you are not aware, there are some scams, some scammers, a scammer in the cruising community, and I want to give my thoughts on it, our thoughts on it, as well as give you some advice to kind of maybe help, you know, so that you don't get sucked into the same scam or future scams of the likeness. But first, let's do some hellos. So first one in the chat is going to be Miraculous Journey. Says, yo, what is going on, Miraculous Journey? Then we have Cruiser Dude 16. How you doing? Judy and Mark, Andrew, Thomas, Jen, Catherine, Gaming with Chris. He wants a shout out. There you go. Gaming with Chris. You just got your shout out. Eric Dennis Jr., Julia, Life with V, and Carrie Freeman, Eric, Tina, Aiden, Lori, Rena, Muskrat 20. Hey, Justin, I'm going to Carnival Mardi Gras in 2020. I can't even talk about the Mardi Gras. We can't even do it tonight.
That's another whole video on another whole video. Planet.
Matthew Brady. I recognize that cool cat.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, how's it going? Tanya, Windwest 40, and there's Thomas in there, AJ, Dennis. So a bunch of you guys, what is going on? How are you doing? Listen, if you have any questions, any concerns, any comments, I do want you to post those over there in the chat for me right now. Here in just a second, I'm just copying it from the previous one. I'm going to post over. We've got some rules tonight, some guidelines for you guys to follow by, if you will, please, for me. This subject is obviously very sensitive. The last thing that I want to do tonight is to spread hate, to spread gossip, to send wolves. That is not what we are here to do. So I'm going to go ahead and post those right now. It says, hi, everyone. I'm excited to chat with you tonight. Due to the nature of this topic, we will closely be monitoring the chat. Any abusive, profane, spam, or rude comments, they will be deleted. That's nothing personal against you. We don't hate you. We don't dislike you. That's just, we do want to keep this, you know, on topic. We don't want it to turn into a hate bash. Many of you are probably aware of what, you know, who this is about. And the last thing that we want to do is obviously just, you know, flood that person's life with hate. That's not what we're here to do. Then we would be no better than them, I think.
Right. And so we couldn't do all of this, of course, without tech support.
Yes, yes. So tech support Peter is back there in the background.
Hi,
Peter. He is monitoring all your comments like a little hawk. So just keep that in mind. I did see a super chat. We do have to go say hello and a big fat thank you to Michelle McKenrick. Michelle McKenrick, she says, hey, Josh from Maryland, come back to the Pride. We do have to get back to the Pride.
We do.
Absolutely have to get back to the Pride. What a great ship.
Yes.
All right. So without further ado, we're going to get rocking with this. I have a list of things that I do want to hit on with you guys today. Firstly, let me just say, as I mentioned, we are not going to release the exact name of the person that we're talking about. However, this person is very high in the cruising community. Their channel has just right now at today's video, just under 40,000 subscribers. And
shout out to you.
For just passing 9,000. Yes, I just passed 9,000 last night. Thank you so much, Mama. They have just under 40,000 subscribers and have had a wide presence on the YouTube cruising community for some time now. We will refer to that person and their channel as Sally. That is not their name, but because again, I'm not trying to spread hate. We're not trying to send bashing or anything. For the purpose of today, when referring to that person, we will refer to them as Sally. Okay, you got that? I got that. We're good to go. Sally is in the house. Yes, Sally Cruisers, if you're not sure of who commented that. Tej Dave, beautiful. Sally Cruisers, the Sally Cruisers. That is what our topic of discussion is going to be about tonight. I see a lot of you over there in the chat feature, guys. If you do want to say a big thank you to us, or if you just want to make sure that we read your comment, you want to shout out something like that, you can go ahead and use the super chat down there in the bottom of your chat feature.
Because there is a lot of people.
Yeah, that's gonna make it nice and big for you, so that we're able to read it nice and clear and everything. So
yeah,
feel free to do that. Or again, if you just want to say thanks for all of the hard work that we put into editing and the content for you. No super chats against somebody named Sally. Okay. All right. So first thing, I do want to introduce kind of what scams are happening, what is going on, who and how are they getting scammed, because it is a cruise vacation, right? So how is this even a thing? Well, it all boils down to basically Sally is claiming that she is a travel agent, which she is not. If you would like to fact check me, please feel free. If you know this person's name, I've already fact checked it myself many times. She is not a travel agent. She was a booking agent with a booking company. They did not really know of the actions that she was doing. And so when they found out, they cut her off. They cut ties with her. What has happened? What has she done? People have sent her money for deposits, for group cruise bookings, and not received a cabin. They have no cabin. They have called the cruise line. This cruise line in this case was Royal Caribbean. They've called them. They have no record of it. In one instance, there was a $100 non-refundable deposit made when somebody wanted a refundable deposit made, and the other $500 that they sent Sally is missing. There is also money not refunded for an excursion on a recent group cruise, and the money was not given back when the excursion was actually never booked to begin with. If you do not know what I'm talking about with that, there is a video on YouTube. You can type in Sally Cruisers scam or something like that, and it will come up. But you can go check that out to see the full detail. Mr. Adam Lee, he did a fantastic job at kind of outlining that. They actually called the excursion group and everything. So highly suggest you do check that out if you're not sure what I'm talking about there. Let me jump over here really quick. I did see we've got a couple super chats to say big thank you to Mark Barry. He says, Josh, keep up the awesome work. Thanks so much for always watching Mark. I think Mark's been here for like ever since I was a baby or something. And then right down here it says, Jenny W., you are amazing. Thank you for doing this. Thank you, Jenny, for just your super chat, just your donation. It truly means the world to me, especially like late nights when I'm sitting up here at midnight editing the vlog for the next day or whatever, in tears, going, oh my gosh, I have to get up at 5 a.m. You right there making it all worth it. So thank you so much for that, Jenny.
And I will say, looking back to your first Breeze vlogs, you did look like a baby.
I did. I still have those baby cheeks.
Right, you have the baby cheeks, but the hair is a little different.
Yeah, just a little bit. So,
and I'm a little grayer.
The money was not refunded for the excursion, so the excursion was never booked to begin with. However, she accepted money, and we'll get into how she accepted it and how that was wrong in just a few minutes. But it was accepted and then still has not been refunded. There are a very limited amount of people that have been given a refund. I believe only one or maybe two for sure have been given a refund. So that is a big no-no. And then finally, the thing that I want to talk about is Patreon never receiving their gifts. So if you're not familiar with what Patreon is, I'm going to explain that in just a few minutes as well. But Patreon basically is like a benefits program. It kind of often is tied in with YouTube. Basically, you get, extra videos, or you get, a gift, or in Sally's case, a postcard from every cruise, and many folks had not received any postcards and that kind of thing. So there's just a little snippet. Like I said, if you do want to know further about the scams, definitely Google research. Google is your best friend with this. There's also Facebook groups out there. Just be wary of the ones, again, that are there to spread hate and bashing. I would highly shy against that. That's not making yourself any better than Sally. It isn't. It's not doing any good. It's not solving any problems.
I think that the main thing is, is what we have both felt, is that this has put a black mark, shall we say, or shadow on cruisers and cruise vloggers.
Yeah.
And just the cruising industry, it makes it look bad. It makes it look like somebody's always out to get you for something.
Sure. And, we were going to hit on that later, but maybe since you've mentioned it, let's go ahead and hit on that now. First, I do want to say a big thank you to Justin. He says, "Hey, Josh, keep up the awesome work." Thank you so much, Justin.
Yes.
Really from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. That means so much. And then Robin Purdue, she says, "Josh, you're always so kind and would never scam anyone." I honestly wouldn't. It literally makes me want to throw up. Like, you can ask literally anybody around me. I have been waiting on making. I was going to do it as a sit-down video, but then I said, no, I'm going to do it live. But it has been probably a week and a half since, like, during the seaside. While I was on the seaside, I almost made this video. And it's been ever since then that I've just been debating on it, because it honestly just tears me up inside. The disgusting.
Yeah. Well, and that's one thing, we get a lot of comments of people, saying, complimenting Papa Hokum and I, on raising Josh with the qualities that we have. And that's something, I've always told him from when he was a young child is, if you're ever going to do anything with me or with anybody in general, I want honesty. Mm-hmm. If you're not honest with me, I can't trust you. And how can that relationship grow? And it warms my heart to see that, he and his sister have both taken that to heart, and they both, have honesty as a very high integrity value for both of them. Mm-hmm. So, by you saying, Josh wouldn't scam anybody, I know he wouldn't either, because that's how I raised him.
Yeah. That's all mama right there. Let's talk about what was the one that we were going to hit. Right. Is this giving a bad name to all cruise vloggers? Anybody on YouTube that maybe does this kind of similar business?
Yeah. Cause there's not just you and Sally and
right. There's several, Lalito Loca, big friends of mine, Griff and Alyssa, love those guys. They were just in Italy with Virgin Cruises. If you guys are in here, by the way, say hello. We would love to join you in the chat. But there's several, Sean and Steph, Robbie, many of us, we put our heart, we put our passion, we put our time and energy into not just these, going on a ship and filming your day. That's the easy part. It's all of the stuff after, when you come back and the editing and the replying to the comments and helping people find hotels. I thoroughly enjoy it. I really do. When somebody sends me a request, "Hey Josh, what would you recommend here?" I love being able to give them my recommendation. And then I love it even more when they come back and say, "Hey, we did that. That was amazing. Thank you so much for that." It really does make my day. So is everybody a scam? No. I think there are good people and there are bad people on YouTube, just like there are good people and there are bad people in the
every
world.
area of vlogging.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And not just cruising. I guarantee you there are other, tech review channels, or there are other daily vlogging channels, Disney channels, theme park reviews. Yeah, all of them. It's a fact of life. Unfortunately, there are good people and there are bad people.
Yes.
In life. So no, I don't think it does. I think that in order for you to know for sure, you do need to research. Google, again, is your best friend. And then just look at the person. Like, I truly believe that you can tell a lot about somebody about the way that they wear their face.
Yes.
If they're always frowning, if they're always upset, that's probably how they are in real life. They probably go through life upset and frowning. Yeah. It's probably not a nice person to be around. So just, read some, I actually tell Lauren this all the time, my girlfriend, read your social cues. Look at somebody and in your heart, if something doesn't feel right, it's probably not right. So, just act on it from that sense.
Which I would love it if she was watching from the Dominican right now.
I know, but there's no way that she is. Let's do a couple more hellos. Kim Taylor, hi, how are you? Krista Clark says, yes, agreed. can't solve anything with hate. I absolutely 100% stand by that. There's no point in us coming on here and just spreading hate for an hour. There's no point in it. Absolutely not.
But there's so many people that don't know what's going on.
Right. So I would like to educate. We can educate without spreading hate and bashing and gossiping. Joe Farrell, thank you so much for that. He says, thanks for all you do. Love your videos. Thank you there for that little tip. I appreciate that. Let's see. NYC Rocks. PayPal. I saw something about PayPal and family. We are going to get to PayPal in just a minute.
Yeah.
I have a couple more to jump to here. Judy O says, thanks, Josh, for always creating great content. Thank you for having values and being so trustworthy. Mama Hokum, you raised this boy right. Well, I do sincerely thank you for that. Yeah, you could probably take the thank you for that one. NTT says, Mama Hokum put on her makeup for this live. She's got
actually, I got home from work at like 6:30, so I really never even changed. This is what I wore to work today.
Yeah, doesn't her makeup look nice?
I just freshened up my lipstick a little bit.
She's so pretty. Courtney Harklord says, love watching your videos. Raised right. Thank you so much, Courtney. I do sincerely appreciate that. Matt Medrose says, Mama raised a kind, loyal guy with great morals. Thank you, guys. The love, it really does. It really appreciate it. Did I see Griffin and Alyssa in here? Are they in here? I swear I thought I saw them in here. Maybe not. I don't know. Griffin and Alyssa, if y'all are in here, say hey. And then Wind West 40 says, love your videos, Josh and Mama. Thank you so much for that. So now that we've explained what the issues are, I want to kind of explain why something that she did that didn't look wrong was wrong. So Sally had a group cruise back in December. Before the cruise, they did an excursion, a group excursion. And Sally charged her group, we're going to say for today's video, just so that we don't, mix up numbers or give the incorrect number. Let's say Sally charged her group $30 as a group rate. She contacted the tour operator. She told them that, she told them that, hey, I've got a group. Do you have a group rate? They said yes. They gave her a group rate. Okay. She charged her group $30. Then she went to Groupon and got Groupon's, let's say, $21. Okay. But still charged her group $30. All right. That is called price gouging. All right. That's not a fee that a operator accepts, that a travel agent accepts. Okay. Allow me, this is how I would do it, because if you're not aware, I recently hosted a group cruise. Back in October, I hosted 42 wonderful friends on the Carnival Horizon.
Many of who are on here tonight.
Yes. Hello to all of you. It was a wonderful, wonderful time. It really, really was. We did group excursions. Okay. I never touched anybody's money for that. I'm here to tell you, not once. The only time that I ever accepted money from anybody was in cash hand. And that was when we did the van rental. And it was, I believe, what, $15 a person or $15 a group or something. I don't remember. But it was in cash, right there in hand. $15, you get on the van. We go over to Miami Beach. Boom. Okay. The way that I would do that, because I am hosting another group in May of this year, 2019. We're going to
join us.
Yeah, feel free to join us if you want to join us. Email me, josh@joshhokum.com. We still have a couple cabins left. If I were to do that, if I were to accept people's money, here's how I would do it. I would email the group, the tour operator, say, hey, I've got a group of X, let's say 20. I've got a group of 20 coming. Do you have a group rate? Let's say their normal rate is $50. He emails me back. He says, yeah, I can offer it to you for $30. I would then go to my group and say, hey, all, we're going to do this tour. The tour operator is going to give us a group rate of 30. It's normally 50. I'm going to charge 31 or 32. Okay. The reason I would charge more than 30 is for two reasons. Number one, you would have to transfer the money somehow. No matter if you use Stripe, which is your credit card, no matter if you use PayPal or if you use Cash App on your phone, you will have to pay a fee. Okay. If it's a business transaction, you need to pay a fee. That should be the only way that you are paying money to somebody, is through a business transaction, not as a friends and family transaction, through a business transaction. We'll touch on that more in just a minute. You're going to be charged a fee. I would be charged a fee. Now, to give you a little background, my website, joshhokum.com, I have a wide range of products. I actually have this WOW shirt up there, okay? If you buy something on my website using PayPal, it's going to charge me a fee for you using PayPal, okay? That's okay, because as part of the business model that I've made, I'm still going to make money off of that product, okay? I'm just eating a little bit of the cost by using that PayPal fee. But that's okay. As a business person, you have to understand that you have to eat some cost, okay?
That's a markup. I mean,
right.
but that's a legitimate markup for a business.
So that is one reason that where I would say, okay, we're going to charge $31 because PayPal charges a fee, a processing fee. And I am the travel agent or the agent, the booking agent, whatever you want to call it. I'm taking the time to do all of this stuff. Yeah, the group post. I'm, contacting him. So sure, you need a fee, $1, $2, $3. Okay. If you have 20 people and you charge $1, that's $20 right there. Like $19 a person is not okay to charge extra as a booking fee. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Absolutely insane.
Pause for a minute. We need to go back. There's like 10.
I know. The chat is absolutely blowing up. You guys are honestly killing me tonight. I love it.
Back a little more, I think.
Is it? We read this one. WinWest 4D.
That's where it started.
It's our Fenwick life. Hello. I love you guys. You guys are so sweet. So glad to see Favor and Rob in here. Thank you so much for spreading the truth and explaining the hate bashing is not helpful to anyone. Hugs. Absolutely, Favor. I completely am right there 100% with you. It's not needed. It's not worth it. Evan Pedviz says, hi from Toronto. Did you get lots of snow? No, we actually haven't gotten any snow this
we had one little skiff in December.
Yeah.
At 5 in the morning when you woke me up.
Yeah,
to go film it, and then it was gone by 9.
Gone by 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Cody P. He says Josh is amazing, and cruising with him is even better. Definitely recommend you all cruise with him. 5/18/19 on the breeze. Hashtag shameless group cruise plug.
Thank you, Cody.
Love you, Cody. If you guys don't know, Cody is Phoebe, the little girl. That's his dad. That's her dad right there. And then we have Michael right below that. He says, hey, Josh and Mama, love and miss you guys. Hey, Peter, miss you too. Michael just got off the Norwegian Bliss, funny enough. Laura Hire says, love you guys. Thank you for the awesome videos. Thank you so much for that, Laura. Who else do we got down here? Justin Melendi says, just ready to start watching your blogs. Now I'm hooked. Just booked my first cruise with Karma, going to Grand Turk and Amber Cove. Have a wonderful time, Justin. Both ports are absolutely stunning. D Marie 31, just a donation. So thank you so much for that.
Yes.
D Marie, if you have any question, drop it down there. I'll be sure and try and answer it for you. SMH Hardy says, I met you on the Carnival to Aruba last year. Hello, Josh's mom. You did a fantastic job raising such a wonderful person. I missed the one from Aruba cruising to Aruba. Keep up the awesome job, sir. Well, thank you so much for that. Alyssa and Griff are in the chat. Hello, guys. Wherever you're at, I just saw somebody call you out. There they are. And Sean and Steph are in here. We got the whole gang in here. Where's Lalito Loca? Somebody start spamming them. Tell them to get on in here. There they are. Hey, Lalito Loca's in here. Oh, I love all of you guys. All of you guys absolutely rock. He says, quick hello. We are seaside packing. Yeah, they're going on their seaside cruise this week.
Oh.
Yeah, so much fun that they're going to have. All right, so the next point, the next point that I have for you is how my group cruise works. Obviously, we've seen how Sally's works. I think everybody's pretty aware of that. I want to explain to you maybe how mine works and how I would advise if any potential person is thinking about hosting one. This is how I did it.
And we didn't follow like any, you didn't have a book out, to say, here's how you host your group.
It's literally just off
of our head.
Yeah. First thing we'll talk about is bookings. How did bookings work? Now, this is the one where I can accept some constructive criticism because I kind of hurt myself with this one. But it's the safest way for you. And so, again, I think that's the sacrifice that I was willing to make. Yeah. Bookings, I did not handle. My agent at Carnival, my PVP, he's a wonderful guy, Matthew Brady. I believe he's actually in the chat.
He was in the group, yeah.
Say hey, Matt. Yeah, he handles all the booking. He is a Carnival Cruise employee. Thus far, we've only done Carnival, group cruises, so I've had no need to have anybody else. But he is a Carnival Cruise Line employee. He is paid by Carnival Cruise Line. He works for Carnival Cruise Line.
He's been booking us for years, so
yeah, he completely handles all of the bookings. So what you do is when you email me, you say, Josh, I want to join your group cruise. You email me a phone number or an email address, preferably both. That way, it's a good contact, good contact line. I forward that straight to him. He will call you, contact you from Carnival. It's not his cell phone. It's from Carnival. He will contact you and book you into whichever cabin that you like. You can book a suite. You can book an interior down on deck 1. It does not matter. Okay. When you do that, you receive a booking confirmation from Carnival, as well as I receive a booking confirmation from Carnival telling me what cabin you are in, what dinner assignment you have done, and a lot more of useless information that nobody needs but me when I'm going to plan our itinerary for the group.
And the thing is about a group too is, a lot of people said, well, I want to book, but they may have already had another PVP that they normally use. For our group, you have to book through Matt because he's the one that has our booking number. Right.
There's a specific group booking number that attaches it to it. And with that, that's how Carnival actually assigns group benefits and group, perks and that kind of thing. And when they're going excursions, we kind of hit on that just a moment ago, but excursions was very much so, you kind of, I tell everybody, we all go through, we look, we say, okay, you know what, let's do the Snuba in, Ocho Rios. I don't know.
Well, and here's something you need to explain on that, though. We communicated with the group via a private Facebook page.
Right.
Once you're booked in Josh's group, Josh would send you an invite to this specific page. It's not going to be something publicized. So you will only get this if you're booked. So, Joe out here can't come and join the group if he's not in it.
Right.
But we discuss on there about, excursions, what do we want to do? Because, we've got one for the
open communication.
Yeah.
I think that is the key. Open communication. Okay.
And that is mainly the main place, really, that you will hear communication from Josh about the cruises.
Right.
He's not going to be private messaging, you and saying, hey, would you like to do this? No, it's all going to be open right there for everyone to see in the group.
Right. So with excursions, I post that in that Facebook group. I ask everybody's input because, for me, I would jump off a cliff. Okay. Like, I don't care. I did jump off a cliff in Jamaica, 25-foot one. Okay. I don't care. I'll literally do anything. So I asked the group, what do they want to do? What do they want to see? And then we go and everybody literally goes, carnival.com, book excursions. Now, I realize, and I am exploring this for the Breeze, that, we may be able to get group rates and group perks, by booking as a group. So in that sense, that is where I would go to the PayPal thing, where we talked about PayPal just a minute ago. PayPal business, and we're actually going to talk about that in just a second. I do need to come grab. There's a couple of people shout me out. John, are you saying people have to book with you to be in your group? Yes. Scott S asks, are you saying people have to book with you to be in your group? Yes. And
to get group benefits.
To get the group benefits, to do the group activities. And the reason for that is it's like something with Carnival's processing thing. When they go through and they see the cabins, like for my Horizon group, Carnival actually gave everybody in my group $25 on board credit, a tote bag, and a free cocktail party for an hour, free drinks for an hour. That was just for being in my group. Yeah, just for being in my group, they got that free, no charge. Okay, so yeah, you do have to book with me to be in my group because that's how you get the group perks. And benefits and all that
unlimited
stuff.
Alcohol for an hour. For our group, which we weren't the only group in there, but we were the loudest. Okay, David.
Let me jump back here. My goodness, you guys are going insane. I don't even know where we left off.
I don't either.
Did we say Debbie? I don't think we said Debbie. She says, love your videos, love your honesty. Your mom is a wonderful person for raising such a wonderful son. What ship are you going on in May 2020? No plans just yet, but a big thank you.
The 2019 May is the Breeze.
Yeah, 2019 is the Breeze. 2019 is the Breeze.
Out of Port Canaveral.
Jared Bug says, can you go over some of the benefits of a group cruise for those that may be interested in future? Keep up the great vlogs. Which is your favorite cruise line planning to go on MSC in a couple months? Any recommendations? We've always gone with Carnival. Okay, so let me hit Jared first. Yes, so benefits for the group cruise. Obviously, we do everything together. So we eat together. We go to the shows together. It's like a big, you know, if you've never been on the ship.
We took over the dining room in the Horizon.
We did. We literally took over the dining room. It was quite ridiculous. We had us like in the very center, and everybody was like watching us all the time.
And if you watch, there was, well, John Held was there. So when he did his live video from the Horizon, he was there, and you know, you could see all of us in the video there because he was right there in the middle. And then Carnival did a commercial. Yeah, they did a commercial. We're in the commercial, so you know, everybody everywhere. You know, we just took over the ship.
Yeah. But, you know, on top of that, sometimes, so there's what's called group benefit points. And depending on what the cruise is, you get so many points. And those points, you use them towards stuff like onboard credit, tote bags, cocktail parties, strawberries, champagne, that kind of thing. It honestly, it's totally up to Carnival. So for the Breeze, right now, I actually have no benefit points. They're not offering any for the Breeze.
We're working on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna call the groups department and be like, listen, okay, that's not gonna work.
I'm bringing you people.
Yeah, and we're gonna see what we can do, see what we can work out. Yeah, work something out with them. But it's really up to the cruise lines what they want to do. But on top of that, like I plan tons of activities. I literally had for the Horizon a 7-page itinerary
of his own.
Yeah,
we had our own fun times.
Yeah, basically our own fun times, like what we're gonna do and everything. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of work for me, but I enjoy it. It's fun work, and it's so rewarding, you know, being able to see the smiles on everybody's face and everything. And then
the other thing about our group cruise too, I was gonna say this, you know, not everybody. We had a wide age range. You know, we had Phoebe and Adeline, you know, who were small children, you know, to older retired people. So not everybody wanted to go do the Flying Dutchman. Yeah. You know, in St. Martin.
And that's okay.
Right.
That's perfectly okay. I told everybody from the very get-go. I was like, this is so flexible. If you want to lay out on a lounge chair, I think of immediately Scott and Adam. Some of the coolest guys ever. Spa room. They had a spa room, so we like never saw them. Like they were always in that spa. I mean,
and I think they got a spa for the Breeze.
Chad and Hannah, another one. Such a nice couple, but Hannah just had her baby. But they had their own, like they were staying with some friends. So we would see them here and there. They would show up, and then they,
I actually got a photobomb of Adam or of Scott in the photography.
Yeah. They were in the photography.
He was playing foosball.
Yeah. So yeah, just the coolest group. It really is a lot of fun.
That's the thing is we don't say, oh, you have to do this with us, or you have to go here. You have to eat at this time. Some people ate on Lido.
Yeah. Right.
They didn't want to go to dinner every night.
Right. So, and then SMH Hardy says, which is your favorite cruise line planning to go on MSC in a couple months? Any recommendations? We've always gone with Carnival. Carnival is my favorite simply because of the fun atmosphere that they provide. However, MSC is not to be messed with. They are top notch. Okay. The food is really, really good. At least it was when we were there 2 weeks ago. The seaside food was like,
well, the Divina food was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing.
It's Mediterranean food. So, it's not, and that's the thing about MSC is it's not a traditional American environment.
Right.
So it's completely different. You get a little culture shock, but that's actually a good thing.
Right. I do want to hit on this really quick. Alice Smitley says, Josh, I did some research. Sally and her sister scammed Disney people. I remember all the Facebook posts about them. Yes. Unfortunately, this does spill outside of the cruising world. However, like I said, for today's purposes, we're going to try and focus on the cruising facts because that is what this channel is based on. I don't really do any Disney vlogs or anything like that, but
we love Disney.
Yeah, we love Disney, but you can Google that. There is unfortunately more stuff that spills outside of the cruising community.
Related to Sally.
So that is how a group cruise would work, in my opinion. Transparency, communication, and accountability, I think, are the three top things that you have to like present from day one. People need to be able to feel like they can come to you for questions. I mean, obviously, you're meeting strangers essentially for the first time. You need to be comfortable with those strangers, but then you also need to be very open with communication and upfront about things. Going back to that price, there was no problem that Sally, got the group rate. Okay, she saved everybody money. If she had charged 35, if they were going to charge her 30, if she had charged 35, everybody would have still saved money versus booking by themselves, you know, at 50 for 50 from the tour operator. But the communication is where she failed with that, by not letting everybody know, hey, this is what I'm going to do because of this. It led to situations like this where people are upset, you know.
And to say this about yours, you know, you were saying, you know, you had, you know, you're meeting essentially strangers. It's true. I mean, you know, outside of Peter and Corey, and then David and Kay, you know, that we know because they're also here from Greenville. We really didn't know anybody else in the group. And by the end of the week, we were all family. Now, there is a group page that, you know, we had created for the Horizon, a private group page, just like we have for the Breeze. We're still talking on that page, people. We're still communicating. I mean, we're still family. There's posts, there's photos, you know, they're saying hi. You know, Michael posted from from the Bliss, you know, when he was in there a couple weeks ago. You know, it was wonderful. I mean, we stay in touch. And that's one thing, you know, that Josh definitely fosters, you know, when he's done these groups, is he wanted us to become a family, and we did.
I told everybody on day one, I told everybody that was my goal at the end, was that everybody would come in this group cruise as strangers and leave crying because they were sad to leave their family. And I think that the vlogs definitely showed that was, I mean, I didn't literally mean crying, but you know, that's where it was. And
we love you, Phoebe.
What a sweet, special moment. We really have about that in time. But that last night was one I will never forget. Absolutely will never, as long as I live, I'll never forget.
And it wasn't just Phoebe crying. I mean, everybody was crying.
Phoebe was the one that the entire
the catalyst.
Well, no, the entire dining room heard, but no, everybody. There was definitely tears that night. It was a bittersweet moment. Moving out of how my group cruise works, I do want to talk about a video waiver and release form. So this is something that I'm not sure if Sally did, and if anybody on here, I know Favors on here. I'm seeing Whitney. She mentioned that she was on a group. Please, I'd love to know, was there any sort of waiver or release that you needed to sign, as you know, for being in the group? For me, there is, and I'll tell you why. It's a simple video and photo release form because I'm walking around with a camera all day long. Okay, and it is very smart that you get people to say, hey, it's okay or it's not okay. I had one couple on my group cruise that preferred not to be on camera, and that is absolutely no problem. But that is the reason why we do that, is so that I can know that.
And there was personal reasons. I mean, that was, you know, and that's up to them. But, you know.
Favor says, no waiver on the Bliss. Yes, on Seaside, so we could be in her videos. Okay, so I do think that is smart. Just as, you know, you're letting people know ahead of time, you know, even though they're on vacation, you're being filmed. However, what I've always, from day one, Corey was actually a big advocate of this, is, you know, he didn't really like to be on camera a lot. I'm not going to shove a camera in your face if you don't want a camera in your face. Respect and privacy go a long way. And, all that I needed to know is, hey, you know, I just want to lounge out today. Yes, no problem. But waiver and release, I think, is very smart if you're thinking about hosting your own group cruise. Just something to have so that you have it in writing that people said, hey, it's okay that I'm in these videos and everything. But also use your judgment. If you see somebody is picking their nose in the background, maybe don't put that in the vlog. That's probably not the cutest thing. They probably don't want the world to see that.
No, because it's on there forever.
Right. All right, so now we're going to talk about a fun one. Patreon. Before we talk about that, let's come over here and see what people are saying. Louise says, love your channel. Whitney says, we signed waivers on the first group cruise, the Escape. So interesting that she didn't do it on the Seaside. I wonder why. I know that some of them require it. I want to say Royal might require it.
Well, wasn't there the incident recently with the person on the Triumph?
Yeah, something about, but that's for commercial use. You can't film for commercial anymore or whatever.
But I mean, I can see it because, you know, you're walking around with a camera. There's 4,000 people on a ship. You know, not everyone wants to be filmed. Right. You know, and if you're walking around with a camera, you know, general shots, just scanning the crowd is one thing, but if you're intentionally filming someone like that, you need to have their permission.
Right.
The cruise directors, they kind of know it kind of goes with the job, but
Right. Patreon. What is Patreon? What is the purpose of Patreon? If you don't know, I have a Patreon.
Not a lot of people know.
Not a lot of people know about it. I have it. I don't really push it because the way that I see it is kind of like an extra thank you, an extra tip. It is by no means should it ever be to pay for somebody's cruise. That is ridiculous.
I love how we still get things of how do you go on 4 cruises a year?
Yeah, I work a job like every other American.
You work 3.
Yeah, 3 jobs actually, like every other American.
And you live with us.
Yeah.
So
Patreon should be an extra tip. So basically, if you enjoy the quality, there is throwing video clips on the internet, and then there is taking the time to make an art piece. Okay, and that's what, without shooting my own horn, that's what I would like to think that I try to do. Is to do more than just put some video clips one after the other and throw them on YouTube, but to make a story to bring you with me virtually. If you enjoy that, that is where I believe Patreon comes in, and you want to support it monetarily. That is where I believe Patreon comes in, because it's a great way for you to connect with your viewers, as well as them to connect and be able to, sponsor your future projects and that kind of thing. What I don't agree with is if you have something in the benefits program of Patreon. So basically let's say you donate $1 a month, you get X. Okay. For me, if you donate $1 a month, you get access to a private Facebook group. You can literally ask me anything in the world and I'll answer it. Okay.
And that's current. That's
current. That's active. That's active. If you don't grant access to the Facebook group, that's stealing. Point blank period. That's stealing. Somebody paid for something and you didn't give it to them. That's stealing. I just think that is really, really wrong. Unfortunately, Patreon, I believe, is classified as donation, so there's no way to really get the money back that people have donated. But I know that Sally had one of her rewards was postcards. Many people have not received postcards, unfortunately. So that's just one example of the things that I don't know. Patreon, I would be very wary on Patreon. Just trust who you're donating to and know who you're donating to. Would be the biggest tip that I would give for Patreon. Now, want to talk about how PayPal Business works and how PayPal Friends and Family work, and what is the difference. Well, PayPal Friends and Family basically means that you are giving a gift, okay? If you give something through PayPal Friends and Family, it does not charge you a fee. It does not charge me a fee. But it also means that we're BFFs, we're family. I'm not taking you to court because I know I'll lose. That's what that means. So if you gift something as friends and family through PayPal, you are essentially negating any legal action that you can later take, unfortunately. So why use PayPal Business, and why would somebody not want to use PayPal Business? Well, like I hit on earlier, PayPal Business does charge a transaction fee each and every single time that somebody uses that service. It's not a large fee. I want to say it's like 2% or something. I don't know. It's not crazy. It's like 2 or 3%. But it is money out, okay? So in the end, like if something costs $14, you're not going to be getting $14 back. I can tell you, for example, my sunglasses, I'll be completely transparent with you. My sunglasses that I sell on my website, the combo, it's $12. $12. Now, shipping is, I cover the shipping for you, so it's free shipping for you. $12. If you use PayPal, I get like $11.82, $11.84, something like that. Okay, so I don't get $12. I end up getting less than that, and then I pay for the shipping, and then I pay for the cost of the sunglasses, and then what's left is what I pocket. Okay, that's how a properly run business, I think, should work. All right, you always have margins and error, spaces and that kind of thing. Why somebody would not use PayPal Business? That is the only reason that I can think. besides just being completely shady. Never, 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 never send a business money through PayPal, friends and family. Never send a business money through anything that has friends and family, okay? A tip that somebody very wise, one of my mentors that I look up to once told me, never treat a business as your friend. Business is business, friends are friends. Don't mix the two.
For example, I know, you and Peter have had to, do money transactions and stuff when you all do trips and stuff like that. They don't even use that. They do something else.
Cash App. We use Cash App, which is completely, you can track every single bit of it. It's got a receipt and everything.
But they don't ever use a friends and family app.
Mm-mm.
I mean, and it's a business
friends
thing,
is friends and business is business. Peter is my friend, but in certain, when we're buying excursions or whatever, that is a business transaction. That is going to a cruise line, a business. So we use the business side of things for that. And I think that is just something for everybody to keep in mind. Is, don't use friends and family unless it is your friend, your best friend, or your family.
Now, this is something that's really, really scary to me.
What is that?
You don't have a business degree.
Crazy, right?
But you sound like you do.
All right, so we've got just a couple more points for you guys. The next thing I want to talk about is ways that a travel agent communicates with you and what their role is. So what is a travel agent's role and how are they supposed to communicate with you? Well, a travel agent, the reason that you would use a travel agent over a cruise line, directly to a cruise line, is basically they are able to sometimes get deals or lots just released. There is an initial price that's released at. The travel agents can buy a bunch of those cabins at that price. Then when the price goes up because of the popularity of the cruise line, they still have it at that same price, that lower price, okay? That's one reason. Other reasons would be incentives like onboard credit, champagne, strawberries, small nitty-gritty stuff, okay? That is some of the benefits of using a travel agent. How are they to communicate with you and what are they to communicate with you? Well, they should not be communicating with you with Facebook Messenger.
Josh can communicate with me with Facebook Messenger, but that's only because he's my son.
Right. They should not be communicating with Facebook Messenger. You need to have a proper documented trail. Email. Just gonna say email. You need to have a proper documented trail. Number one. Number two, what should they be communicating? If you book anything, if you give money to somebody, you need to be receiving a receipt or an invoice.
For example,
in five business days or less. If you don't have it by 5 business days or less, you need to be contacting your bank and you need to be contacting that person for a fraudulent transaction because you should have received something.
For example, you used a travel agent for both the Divina and the Seaside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And literally, as soon as you did the money transaction, boom, email.
It's funny. Actually, I received an email. I won't list the company that I used, but I actually received an email before I sent my credit card approving, making sure that they had everything lined out just the way that I wanted. And then there was a link for me to click and check and make sure that, yes, that's my birthday. Yes, that's my address. Yes, that's okay. And then we do the credit card information. So that is how that situation should go. You should never be, typing your credit card information to an email without it being a secure memo. There's a way that you can do that in your mailbox, a secure memo.
Yes.
Or you should also, like I said, never be using Facebook Messenger. I cannot believe that
blows
Sally,
my mind.
Sally.
That blows my mind.
What you doing, girl? What are the difficulties of being a group host? I wanted to throw this in here because I do remember one of the things that folks were complaining about or upset about was, the tardiness of Sally to certain events or just not showing up. And I can personally speak for this one. What was that? All jokes aside,
everyone in the group cruise knows exactly why I gave that look.
All jokes aside, It is difficult being a group host. There are, you have three tracks that you are trying to drive down the same time. You have the vlog, which for me is a huge part, I'm trying to tell a story. Then you have you. I have to get dressed. I have to take a shower. I have to
sleep,
eat, like take care of yourself. And then I have this wonderful, amazing group of guests that I'm, responsible for and hosting and entertaining and interacting with and enjoying their company. And to balance all of those can sometimes be quite frustrating. I do not excuse being 30 minutes late to an event. That's ridiculous. However, I can understand. I'm not sure how it was on the Bliss or Seaside or Escape, etc., etc. However, I can understand, maybe saying, hey, let's meet at 3:15 and Sally showing up at like 3:18 or 3:20, because it is quite a challenge to be able to film everything, get yourself together, and lead a group. Okay, that's not saying again that completely bailing on an excursion or just not showing up was any kind of excuse. Definitely not.
And if you want to know how exhausting it was for Josh, literally, when we ended the group cruise, I have photos of him literally passed out on the floor in the airport terminal while we were waiting for the plane.
It's true.
He was laying on my luggage, on my carry-on, with his head like a pillow, and was literally out cold.
Yeah. Anyway, I was gone. It was fun. It was a ton of fun, but it was mentally
exhausting.
Like there was times where I would be up at 1:10. Like I remember one night I had a conversation with Mike, the cruise director, literally 30-minute conversation in the atrium. It was like 1 a.m. Okay. The next morning, like we docked, I think it was St. Martin. We docked at like 8 a.m. Okay. So by the time I got back to my room, exported all the footage, got a shower, got in bed, got to sleep. It was like 2:30, back up at 7:45 to meet the group at 8:15 or 8:20 for breakfast, and crazy stuff. But it was a ton of fun. I wouldn't change a bit of it.
Unlike the Pritchards that totally missed it.
Yeah.
We stayed up the night before. If y'all seen that, we stayed up the night before Puerto Rico and had pizza till like 1:30 in the morning. And they were supposed to go with us on the excursion, and we totally forgot that they were supposed to be with us. And we didn't realize it till we met up with them later. And they were like, "We missed it. We overslept."
Yeah.
And we didn't dock until 1 p.m.
I'm gonna post this one more time in the comments, guys. These are just some rules that I'd like you to follow by for the chat for tonight. Any abusive, profane, spam, or rude comments will be deleted. We are not here to spread hate. We are not here to bash somebody to ruin their day. That's not what I'm trying to do.
Nope.
If that is what you're here for, I suggest you click off.
Exit stage left.
Yeah. We already hit on, are all cruise bloggers shady? The answer is no, they definitely are not. Just know who you're talking to, trust your instincts, that kind of thing. And then finally, how can you avoid being scammed and knowing who is legitimate? Well, I like to say you give people the benefit of the doubt. However, that's not always going to work. It's not, unfortunately. It's just the day. It's just the day and the time that we're in. It's not going to work. What I would suggest is do your research before you give your credit card information to somebody, your money, your bank account, your whatever option that you're sending. Understand that you are at no obligation to do any of that until you have sent your money. You're under no obligation to go on any excursion, any cruise, nothing. Once you sent your money, in theory, you're supposed to receive a booking, and then you're kind of locked in unless you want to cancel that and pay the fee. Up until that point, you have no obligation to continue service with somebody if you find that it's being shady or it's not being handled very well. So I would say do your research. Never send money through a Facebook Messenger. Never send it through an unsecure email. No. You need to be using PayPal Business. And if you use your debit credit card or you use PayPal Business, you should receive an invoice.
Yes.
In 5 business days or less. Okay, it won't always be right away because some agencies actually, they have a certain list of cabins that they have on hold. They have to make sure they don't oversell, that kind of thing. But it should be within 5 business days or less. If you don't receive that invoice, you better be calling that cruise line and you better be getting something straightened out. Another thing, you can always have an agency or a particular agent taken off of your booking at any time. You call the cruise line, you say, hey, I'd like to, take my booking off. It's with a travel agency. I'd like to get it, either switched to a different, or you can just take it over yourself. You can do that at any time. It doesn't cost anything from the cruise lines to do that. So that is what I would highly, highly, highly suggest. If you're on the fence about it, or if you're questioning somebody's integrity, your gut is probably right. Guys, I do hate that we had to have this conversation tonight, but I did thoroughly enjoy everybody's responses and inputs. Do let me know. We're gonna be on here about 5 more minutes. Do let me know.
I know you'll scroll back through these later, because there's so much in the chat.
There's so much in the chat. You guys have literally gone insane tonight with the chat.
Which we love it. I love every bit of that. I mean, that warms my heart, because it tells me that you all do enjoy what, I won't take the credit because Josh does the credit. Right. This is something that he's done. He does an excellent job with it. His father and I are very proud of everything that he does. We're proud of both of our children.
Yeah, thank you. Sean and Steph has a great point. They say pay with a credit card, not a debit card.
Yeah.
Gives you more protection as well. That's a great, fantastic point. It's often a whole lot easier to get something extra crossed off your credit card than it is your debit card.
Yeah, a lot easier.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great tip there, Sean and Steph. Nice work there. Scott S says, that is why I was asking if you have to book through you to be in your group because of giving your credit card. So yes, you book through me, you email me, I'm your contact, but you're not actually giving information. I've never ever taken anybody's credit card information. I honestly hope I don't have to. No, you will give it to the Carnival Cruise Line employee that is my agent, Matthew Brady. You can Google him. He is a Carnival Cruise Line employee. The number that he will call from is from Carnival Cruise Lines. You will give it directly to him. He will input it directly into his system there at Carnival, and then he'll send you an immediately booking confirmation. You literally get it like 30 seconds after he hits enter.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've used Matt for years, even before Josh started vlogging. We were using Matt as just our PvP. And then, when Josh started wanting to do a group cruise, we had no questions. They were like, Matt's going to handle this because we're not touching money.
Yeah. So guys, I will go through and read all of these wonderful comments. Sometime later on, I'll have to scroll through and see what all of you.
Somebody said that gives travel agents a bad name. This whole thing gives travel. Yeah, it gives travel agents a bad name. It gives the cruising community completely, just overshadows.
I guess this is where we will wrap out. What would I like to see happen? Well, first of all, Sally, I think it would be wise for Sally to own up to this. That is what I would love to see, the first step. Sally needs to own up to this. Own your mistakes, okay? Everybody makes mistakes. We are all human. That does not excuse the mistake, but it kind of levels it out.
Honesty.
Yeah, right. Own up to it. Get the people back that owe money, from this excursion that was never booked. Get that money back to them in a timely manner. It should have already been done. The cruise was literally 2 months ago almost, right? Yeah, it was the beginning of December, I think. Get that money back, and then an apology. I really do believe that, a hard apology is owed. Again, unfortunately, myself, Dawn's Family Vacations, Lalito Loca, I don't know if Griffin and Alyssa have made a video about this. I know that I think... oh goodness, Cruising with Wheels maybe has made a video about it. There's a bunch of channels that have had to make videos kind of explaining ourselves almost, and I just don't think that's right. It's awful. It gives the cruising community an awful name, and that's not what we're here to do. I mean, after all, this is vacation, people. Everybody should be happy and excited, and palm trees and sunsets, not scamming and money loss and anger. So I think an apology is due. If that does not happen, I would like to see YouTube step in. I do believe that specific videos where Sally is advertising a future group cruise could be, you know, that could be scamming or misleading. So I would like to see YouTube kind of step in and maybe look at either taking that video down, or let's get a strike on the channel or something. But something needs to be done to stop the enabling of continuing to spread the word, because unfortunately with a number like 39,000, there are people that still, I'm sure, that have come into this live chat tonight and had no idea that any of this was going on. And that is quite sad, because then, you know, they could be the next person that unfortunately ends up being scammed. So, and
if it's not by Sally, like we said, there's other people out there that, you know, not everyone is good and wholesome, you know, unfortunately. You know, I work in healthcare. I see it every day.
Yeah. Somebody in here had Brad Jackson says, thanks for all you do. Well, thank you so much, Brad. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. You're always in here in the live chats. Really do appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah, we appreciate every one of you all, you know, that always come out and support us. You know, when Josh does a live stream from from a ship or something, you know, it just blows up, and it warms our heart. We're like, really, you know, or we see folks, you know, out in the community, you know. I had the opportunity to go to dinner with a couple people a couple of weeks ago. And then, you know, actually I was in the mountains last week. I was in Tennessee and ran into a follower there, you know, and he pulled me aside. He went, Mama Hokum. And I was just like, wow. I'm like, okay, I'm in Tennessee. I'm nowhere near a ship. It's really nice.
Thank
really
you guys
our hearts.
for being the awesome cruising community.
You all are amazing.
We all sticking together.
You.
We're all trying to just make amazing, fun content for you guys, especially around this time of the year. You know, it's cold outside, it's winter. Nobody wants that. Everybody wants the sun and the fun and palm trees. So let's keep it positive, spread the love. And guys, that is going to do it for us tonight. Listen, if you are new, you found this video and you haven't subscribed already, it'd mean the world to me if you'd hit that subscribe button. That is going to let you know each and every time we upload something new, something fresh here on the channel. I'm actually in my MSC Seaside Cruise series right now. What an amazing time we had on that. We have a new video coming out tomorrow, 3 p.m. And the cruise vlogs are every Monday and Thursday, 3 p.m. You don't want to miss them. Until the next time, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun on behalf of myself and Mama Hokum.
Bye.
Bye-bye.